morning, students of class 8. Today we are going to learn about the France under Napoleon, and the next topic, Napoleon and the unification of Europe. In the previous video we have discussed about rise of Napoleon, okay, and we discussed that due to political instability in France and due to several wars in which France was indulged, okay, against Russia, Austria, Prussia and Britain, in which Napoleon was just military official then, and he proved himself by just defeating those countries, yes, and finally in 1793 Napoleon just got the major break, yes, and he defeated the British force which occupied the port of Toulon. Okay, so this great victory against the British forces actually paved the path for the rise of Napoleon in France. Yes, so in this way we can just understood that due to some of the circumstances Napoleon just came into power. Yes, and finally in 1799, okay, a change of government in France, actually laid the foundation for coming into power of the Napoleon. Yes, and just we discussed that when Britishers occupied the port of Toulon, and when they were defeated by Napoleon, Napoleon became the general in army. But after the removal of the government in 1799, actually Napoleon got the chance to rule over the France. Yes, because in 1799 government was just removed, so there was no any government to rule over the France, and in the course of discussion we just saw that Napoleon became very powerful. He became general of the army military of France, and he took advantage of this, and he just occupied the throne of France, we can say. Yes, so he became actually the king of France in 1804. So in 1804 Napoleon crowned himself in the Notre Dame Cathedral of Paris, a church, Notre Dame Cathedral, a church in Paris. There actually Napoleon in 1804 crowned himself and he became king. Yes, and in 1804 he introduced a civil code, yes, in France, which is also known by the name of Napoleonic Code. So when he became king, he introduced a civil code. Actually it was administrative changes, okay, and he did many things, he reformed many things in administration in France. Yes, and we can say it was a revolutionary change in France. What he did by this civil code, he just brought equality, yes, equality before the law. Now all the privileges that we have discussed, that the first state, second state had some privileges, yes, and the third state had no any kind of privileges. So when he came to the power, he just ended all those privileges, and actually in this way he brought equality in France and rule of law, equality before law. Now all citizens, French citizens, are equal before the law. Yes, and but he protected the right to property. Yes, and he also brought many changes, like he introduced a standard weight and measurement. He just removed all the custom barriers from one place to another place. If the trader is merchant is moving, they had to pay several times the taxes. Okay, so in this way Napoleon just abolished all the custom barriers. Okay, from suppose in one country and in the state of that country, and from that particular state if someone is moving to another state, okay, so between these two states many custom barriers were there, so it restricted the movement of goods and it was very harmful for the progress development of economy. Yes, so he just introduced and several currencies were there also, several kind of weights and measurement were there. There was not just one uniform law, there was not just one system of weights and measurements. So in this way the traders, the merchant class faced great difficulties. So when he came into power, he just abolished all these things. Yes, he reduced the currency. Yes, he just introduced a uniform, a standard weight and measurement. He just removed all the custom barriers, and by these efforts of Napoleon, a new kind of economic freedom, we can say, brought in France. Yes, he nationalized the banks, we can say. Okay, so some of the administrative changes that we have discussed, we can definitely say it was a revolutionary one. It just changed the scenario. All the privilege by birth was taken away, equality before law, and these administrative changes in the field of economy. And in this way, France became a superpower at that time. Yes, and he just organized all his military. Yes, and he just started the spreading of these ideas into other countries of Europe. Okay, so we have discussed France under Napoleon, what changes it done and what were the impacts of these changes on France. France became very powerful. Okay, now it fought many wars against its enemies like Austria, Prussia, Russia, Britain. Okay, and in this way we can say that definitely Napoleon destroyed democracy. Yes, because he took away the freedom of the people. Yes, like he introduced censorship, that is ban on press, that is he took away the freedom of speech. But in the administrative field he just did exceptionally well. Yes, so and we can say that by taking away the freedom, he just abolished democracy, and he just introduced monarch. Yes, but he made France very powerful. Yes, the next topic is Napoleon and the unification of Europe. Napoleon and the unification of Europe. It means that whatever the changes were done by Napoleon in the administrative field in France, these administrative changes, this civil code of 1804, Napoleonic code, were also introduced in the other parts of the Europe. Okay, because France actually under the leadership of Napoleon, he actually occupied many of the territories of Europe. Yes, like Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Poland, okay, Russia. So it occupied these territories under his control, and just he established an empire in Europe. Okay, and wherever the French army went, we can say that the changes that were done by the Napoleon in France, those changes, those administrative changes, those codes of uh, civil code of 1804 were also introduced in the occupied regions in the empire of the Napoleon. Okay, and initially the people of these countries like Switzerland, Italy, Germany, Poland, okay, Russia, they welcomed the French armies as harbingers of liberty. They referred to them as Messiah, okay, because they introduced these changes there also. And when the effect came of these changes, they just became very happy with the French rule. But very soon their initial enthusiasm turned into hostility as it became clear that Napoleon actually destroyed democracy and introduced monarchy, because we have just discussed that it put ban on press, that is freedom of speech. Okay, but overall we can say that Napoleon unified the Europe. It just established a vast empire in Europe, and everywhere he just introduced the same set of rules, okay, administrative changes he did. And when we here very important thing is that when the ideas of liberty and equality that was introduced in France by Napoleon, these ideas were also carried to the territories which Napoleon had occupied. So in this way, kind of nationalism, a kind of nation, and the idea of freedom, equality, okay, were carried to the other regions of Europe. And they also thought later on, why not just like France, they could also establish their territories into a nation. Yes, so in this way we can say, by the effort of Napoleon, not only in France, in the other parts of Europe, people thought to bring unity, to unify the different their regions which were not considered as that time as one nation. Yes, so in this way we can say that France, under the leadership of Napoleon, actually not only unified France actually, but the other parts of Europe. Okay, and one important thing is here, the people of the conquered regions welcomed these reforms and ideas, and these ideas in turn inspired them to unite and resist French military occupation of their lands. So finally, when they realized the main motive of the French army, they just became united. Yes, but the administrative changes that the Napoleon did in their regions, due to those changes, actually the kind of unity and national spirit, equality came into them. Okay, and thus we can say that Napoleon just brought equality, unity in Europe, and later on they also became aware of the main intention of Napoleon and France, and they just declared war against the France and the Napoleon. Okay, so in this way we can say that France actually unified the Europe. And in the next and the last video, we will just discuss that how Napoleon was defeated and actually the fall of Napoleon. And in the next video we will complete this chapter. Okay, after that we will start chapter of civics. So till then, thank you, goodbye.